trash to treasure. Okay, so this here is my bag of tricks. No, I'm kidding. But in this bag, I have a bunch of projects that I've been saving over the past few years. The plan is to basically get rid of at least a quarter of what's in this bag before I buy any new fabric. Originally, I just wanted to start with whatever was at the top of the bag, which happened to be this long silk robe. And looking at the robe, it made me want to create a two-piece set. So basically a triangle bra top, sort of like what Rihanna wore years ago, and then a matching ballerina skirt. But when I thought about it, I realized that I wouldn't have enough fabric to do that. So instead, I decided to use fabric from all the way at the bottom of the bag. And this fabric is basically an old bed sheet that got damaged, and I ended up cutting out some pieces. So here I am just drafting an idea for what I think the pattern pieces should look like. And for the skirt, it's basically going to be a circle. And then for the waistband, I basically just drew a rectangle, and I also added like a little slit to the circle of the skirt so that the waistband could go through the slit. And then for the top pieces, for the bra cups, it's basically 2 triangles per bra cup, and then an underbust band that will go underneath the cups. And then for the strap, it's like a long rectangle that I would divide in half to make 2 pieces. So here are the final pattern pieces that I created, and I actually made 2 versions of the underbust band. So one version has the zipper on the side, and then one version assumes the zipper would be in the back. And then these are the 2 pieces for the bra cup, and I only made one set because I literally would just trace the same thing twice. And this here is the jumbo pattern for the skirt, and it's extra big because of the fact that it's going to wrap around more than once. So I wanted to show you guys the test pattern, or the test patterns that I made in order to get that final pattern that I showed you guys. So this is the first bralette test that I made, and you can see it's kind of like a teardrop shape instead of like a straight triangle. This is the back, and there's no zipper, and then I put the zipper here on the side. I had to cut the zipper in order to get out of this top, because the problem with regular zippers is that it has a stop at the bottom, and so because there's a stop, the pattern just kind of separates like this at most, rather than separating like this completely. Then for the bottom, get into this test pattern. This is how it came out, and I did have to kind of rework this a few times because at first it was too long, so I made it shorter. I had to figure out where to put a hole, so there's a little hole here where the string would go through so that it can come through on the other side and fully create a wrap. So once my pattern pieces were finalized after testing, I just took them and traced them onto the wrong side of the bed sheet. Here I am just tracing the pattern for the skirt. I had to do it on the floor because the pattern was just so big. It is a sunny, no it's not, it's a rainy Sunday morning, and I'm walking over to the Amazon locker to pick up the fray glue, I guess it would be, because I know that fabric is going to fray once I start cutting out the pattern pieces. And I know it because I've worked with that fabric before on another project, and I could see that it was fraying. So I know that this, or I'm hoping that this fray protector is really gonna do the job. It is time to take a lunch break, and I am going to be snapping into this bag, this lovely CookUnity bag of meals that I am so excited to tell you guys about. CookUnity is a weekly delivered meal service that offers healthy, fresh, and never frozen chef-cooked meals with local and organic ingredients. So I've been using CookUnity for over a year now, but there was a time when I was spending so much money ordering out nearly every day because I was just either too busy making sewing tutorials or just too busy doing my 9-to-5 work from home job. During the week, I usually don't have time or energy to cook, and so I needed a cheaper and more effective solution like CookUnity. I love CookUnity for so many reasons. For example, for the fact that you don't have to meal prep or cook anything the way that you do with most other meal services. So today I am trying the Kale Arrow Riro. I think that's how you say it. And here on the package, it gives you information about the chef. It tells you about the nutritional value, what's in the meal, and also how to best heat the meal. I am so excited to try this dish. It's so good. Go ahead and check out the link down below in the description box to sign up for CookUnity. What are you waiting for? All right, let's snap into this package. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think it's focusing, but this is it. So hopefully it works. Cross our fingers. Okay, let me get down here so you can see me, because I couldn't figure out how to get myself in the shot and also get like the fabric in the shot, but close up. So I'm gonna get down here with y'all. I'm gonna take a paintbrush and I'm literally just going to put it, I don't know if you can see, but here where the blue line is, this is where I'm gonna be cutting, and this includes seam allowance. And then I also have here like the inner circle of the skirt. Not sure if you can see that, but I'm just gonna put the fray potion, whatever you wanna call it, on the line. And my hope is that once it dries and I cut on the line, it's not gonna fray at all. I'm gonna give it like a couple hours to dry while I go and do some other stuff, and then come back and cut it, and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. It is the next day, and all of the fray potion, or whatever you want to call it, has dried up, so you can kind of see like it's a little darker around the area where I'm gonna be cutting. So now is the moment of truth to see if it's going to fray. I don't think it's going to, but let us see. Bum, 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 bum. Nope, it's not fraying. Amazing. How exciting. Look at that, nice and crisp, no fraying at all. These are the 12 pieces that I was left with after I finished cutting, and it also includes pieces for the lining. I'm gonna connect these two to make 1 cup, then connect these two to make 1 cup. So I now have my 4 cups, 2 for the outer shell and then 2 for the lining. And I also have my straps too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm basically going to connect the lining and the shell cups, and I'm gonna sandwich the strap in between, repeating for both sets. Okay, so now that I have it like that, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stitch like along the seam allowance line on both sides, and then the same thing like that. All right, so I've stitched my cups together, and this is what it looks like, kind of random. And I just wanna flip it to the right side so that you can see what it's gonna look like once it's on the right side. So once it's on the right side, it'll look something like this, right? Like much more finished, like an actual cup. I hand stitched the cups to the underbust band so that I could figure out the cup placement. And I think the cup placement is fine when I tried it on. I'm going to sandwich this, so the cups and the underbust band, I'm gonna sandwich it inside of, or between, I guess, the other waistband. So like all three like this. And then when I flip it over, the cups will be inside of the two underbust band pieces. All right, so I have finished sandwiching the cups inside of the underbust band. And I know this looks weird. It looks like a long empanada, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I flip it so that it's right side out. I love this part, to be honest, because it's like magic. It's like you just see something and then all of a sudden it looks like something else. It transforms to something else. And this is what the front is looking like. And we'll have our side band like this. Is it recording? Yes, it is. Okay. So now I'm just working on installing the zipper, and I'm going to be using a zipper like this, which has full functionality, meaning that it can separate all the way from top to bottom. So I'm going to cut it down and then just install it and then try it on. I am back and I wanted to show you guys where I'm at right now. So I have officially cut the zipper. I've shortened it. So this is the excess, and I have prepped it inside of the fabric. So now I'm just going to stitch along the sides. Okay, so now I am back with the bottom half of this situation. The bottom half being the skirt, which is all of this. This whole thing is the skirt fabric. I'm first going to start by hemming the bottom, and this bottom has a 1-inch double fold seam allowance, so I'm going to fold it twice all around and then straight stitch it. I still have all of this left to sew. So much. Okay, so I have my skirt piece here, and I have gone ahead and hemmed the bottom. It's kind of like a rolled hem-ish. And then I found the midpoint of the waist of the skirt, and I just did that by folding it in half, like so, like that. And this was the midpoint, and I marked it with a pin. And then I took my waistband and I also found the midpoint by folding it in half, lining up both ends, and I marked the midpoint with a pin as well, which you probably can't see, but it's okay. So then now I'm just going to line up the midpoints of the body of the skirt and the waistband of the skirt, just lining them up with right sides facing. So I have stitched the waistband onto the body of the skirt, and this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like on the inside, so you can see the raw seam. And so the next thing I'm going to do is just kind of fold it over, like, hold on, like that, so that the seam is hidden and then it's like nice and thin on the front. I finished sewing the waistband. I will say that in some areas it's twisted, like for example here, so I definitely need more practice with sewing straight pieces and curves together, but in other areas it is like flat and nice, like for example here. And then the other thing I did was I added a buttonhole to the side, so that one part of the waistband could like go through here, and this is what would secure like one layer of the skirt around my body, right? So this is where like it would be secured, and then the next layer would just like overlap around it. It probably doesn't make sense without seeing it on my body. This is how it looks together.